Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Oxygen Not Included. Now, in the last episode we did pretty well. We've got our generators going, our manual generators rather, with our tiny batteries along with the research station, and we did start researching the, where are we at here? Where's the select research? We're on the farming tech. We've got 3 more to go. We've got 3 little duplicates. I don't know exactly what happened to the 4th. We did have 4, but 1 disappeared, and I opted out of the other section because they just weren't that great. And we've got pretty good oxygen flow going, as you can see here. All of the bad stuff is down where it needs to be. This place is absolutely off limits for the time being because there is no oxygen here whatsoever. This is nothing but carbon dioxide. So we're going to try and do something pretty cool in this episode. So let's go ahead and get things kicked off and let's get things rolling again. Now, our little guys are asleep currently, but they're going to be waking up shortly. So as soon as they do, we're going to be doing pretty good. We've got tons of food. We got muck root, mush bars. We got 21 mush bars. Field rations, we still got 18. So we're good on everything. When I came back into the game, like loading off right off the bat, it told me like, the food was not where it was supposed to be. Like, we don't have any food. It's like, we got plenty of food. So I guess it's just something that happens over time. But as you can see, our little guys do increase their skills by doing certain tasks. Ada's athletics went up because she was running the wheel. So potentially characters or duplicates with better stats for certain things will do better on them. Athletics for the generators, and research or science for the research station, which that's what we really need. We need the research station to put out to finish this. We still need the farming tech researched, but we're only at 7 of 20. So now really all these guys are doing is just doing the grind. There's not much else for them to do at this point. So now it's really the point where you need to start planning things out a little bit more. We have water, tons of water here. We've got a good water source, and we have backups if we need those. But I don't really want to start diving into those quite yet. This is mostly carbon dioxide, which is awful. This has got oxygen in it, which is good, but it's only got a limited amount of water. This one down here is a really good water source. Not as much water as this up here, not nearly as much water as what we have already going in this, so not priority, but we want to look because I want to expand a little bit. I'm really bad about this. This is my biggest downfall, is that I will expand way more, way too fast than I need to, and that always ends up biting me in the butt because we really can't do much of anything else now. We don't really need the storage compactor. They come in handy if you want to keep the floors clean and get all this stuff picked up. They'll pick up everything, put them in the storage compactor, but who really cares? The pneumatic doors, we could potentially put those up for each person, but why? Why? It just encloses the room without blocking the flow of gas or liquid. So essentially there's really no need for your people to have their own special little rooms. Oxygen, we have the algae deoxidizers going currently. That's going to do us just fine. Power, we can't do anything else yet. Food, we're good on. We already have the ration box, so they'll bring food up and put it in that if they need to. Microbe musher, we have that going. Plumbing, we've got the only thing we can get out of that, the outhouse. And the medical cot, we could do this, because I'm not sure, like, let's see, light wounds, light wounds, light wounds. So, I mean, we could put a medical cot in, and that would help with any kind of issues that their characters are having. So, we'll throw that down. Stations, we don't need the supercomputer just yet. It's not a necessity at this point because we can keep doing all the research that we need to off of the research station. Massage table, a massage table or two probably would be nice, so I'm going to go ahead and throw one of those down. That'll help relieve stress, even though we don't have any stress currently. If it possibly does come up, we can throw one of our duplicates on the massage table, but right now we have no one with stress, which is absolutely amazing. We're on cycle 9, day 9, so we're doing really good. Tasteful Memorial, that's only for duplicates that have died. I guess I had a duplicate die, but I have no idea where it's at. We had 4 duplicates at one point, and now I am missing one. and I do not see the duplicate anywhere. Like, it was really bothering me in the last episode. Then we got the flower vase. Increases decor opinion and reduces duplicate stress. We don't need that because I try to keep every single one you've seen in the last episode. I'll kick them if I don't like them just because of their decor points. So I would prefer to keep them at a low. I don't know exactly if we can see what their decor preferences are in these. I think the decor is down, but it's not really that huge of a deal. Okay, research finally done. We'll zoom in here on this. Now we need to pick the next one. I'm not even worried about what's popped up right here. We have farming tech. We know what we got. We got a planter box, we got a compost heap, and we got an algae terrarium. Now, the thing with the compost heap is, do not take this into consideration as a substitute for algae. It is not. Fertilizer and algae are absolutely two totally different things. Breaks compacted dirt down into an algae-based fertilizer. Fertilizer is used for other purposes. So we don't need that. We don't need it. I mean, compost is just it's kind of pointless to me. At this point, at this stage, it's pointless. Gas piping, we don't need. Liquid piping, we don't need. I want to get the battery, the medium-sized battery. So that's the next thing we're going to go for on our research. But now, aside from the medical cot and the massage table, we have other stuff that we can work with. The algae terrarium. This is the really cool thing. I want to get down to this point because this is where all of our bad areas. I want to try to get down to this level. So I'm going to make this a priority. First off, I'm going to build my ladder down. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, like I normally do. And we're going to take this out. And we're also going to end up, I don't want to go into the water because then that contaminates that water source. We've got another duplicate, which is cool. And we're also going to go out this way. And I think I'm going to try and go out because I want to do 1, 2, 3 space 1. Let me see. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2. I could actually, let's do this because we can go ahead and plop these down and it's not going to cause any issue. So what we're going to do, 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 1, 2, 3 space 1, 2, 3. Perfect. That's awesome. So we don't need any of this over here at all. We can actually get rid of this stuff too. Because I want to build, I do want to dig out. But I want to dig out like this. Just leave a gap. And we're actually going to go ahead and deconstruct these two things so the airflow goes up. And I'm going to cancel. I'm not going to cancel. I'm going to deconstruct these two. And then I'm going to dig this 2 out. The rest of the way up here. But I can't deconstruct 2 there. So that's the sad part. We'll just deconstruct the 1. They'll be able to jump to the ladder, which is still good. And I think I will dig this out because it's not going to affect any of that. Okay, good deal. So now we need to prioritize because I want them prioritizing on this. Well, actually, we need to get this guy because he's just kind of sitting there. Okay, 5, 10, 10. So this is our best option here, the 5. This one's not that great. This one's not that great. Anyway, this one is a pretty decent one. He's an artist, but we've got 1 digging, 2 tinkering, 2 athletics, 2 construction, 5 creativity. This one is probably the better one to go with. And he's an interior decorator. What do you know? Just a little more to the left. Creativity plus 5. Decor expectations plus 5. So if he was an interior decorator, the decor expectations wouldn't be there. But this is the guy I want. This is the guy I want. I want the one that can dig. A lot of times it really kind of messes with your head because you'll see the one, they'll come in and it'll be like, oh, this person is like has 7 in digging. But they have the perk where it's like, oh, they can't dig. And it's like, oh my god, that's so pointless. Why would you do that to us? Now, these are the ones that I want to take down. I don't want to touch anything else over there yet. I just want to get those, and I want to get these, and I want to get this. But like I said, I don't want to contaminate this area just yet, unless I absolutely have to. I think the most that's going to happen here is that I'm probably going to have to extend this out just so that I can get this algae to be able to put into these things. So I'm going to let them do their work, and we'll be back with you guys as soon as they're finished with that, and you get to see exactly what's going to happen. Okay, so admittedly, this took a little bit longer than I had anticipated. We've had a couple of days go by, and we're almost on the 15th cycle now. But these little bad boys are done. And I did forget to put the floor lamps in while I was crafting those. The good thing about the floor lamp is these algae, they gain a minor efficiency boost in direct light. So you put 3 down. That's why I had to count it out. 3, 3, and then leave a space. 3, 3, and then leave a space. You can also do it with the overhanging lights as well. I don't know for sure if they're on. Yeah, ceiling lamps. You can do it with the ceiling lamps as well, but that takes the decor perk out of the research section. But the floor lamps work just fine. It gives off the light. I don't know exactly. Can we see the light? Yeah, there we go. See the light? It covers everything. It encompasses everything if you do it that way. But here's the big key thing now. Here's what we want to see. All of this was red earlier. Now we have opened up a lot of other spaces so that it could be going to other areas. But to me, it looks like it's working just fine. This is very, very breathable oxygen now. And that is going to be working its way up and sifting into this other stuff to make this more breathable. Now, this is a problem area still yet, but I don't want to build in there just right now. We've got good oxygen in our sleeping area. We did pick up another duplicate, so we did have one come through the portal, which is awesome. So we've got 5 now, so they're doing more work. They finished off their medical cot. I'm going to go ahead and start having them assigned to that. You have to assign them to these things or they won't do it. Let's see. Price. Do you have... Well, you're leaving, so I can't really tell. I wish it would tell me on this, but it doesn't. We're having a really bad issue. The reason it took so long is because we're having a really bad issue with... let's pause them. Price, light wounds. See, we'll throw him on there. We do have stress. So, Cecil is very stressed compared to the other one. So, we're going to throw him on the massage table, and hopefully that corrects that issue. So, we're going to take care of that. But the reason it took so long is because I've ran out of algae. So, I had to clear out this entire section here to get algae, and I had to clear out this section here to get the algae from it as well. And as you can see, we are still short on algae because these deoxidizers are completely out. So we're going to have to mine this section here now as well. So I'm going to have to dig this. I'm going to set that. And I'm going to dig these out as well, along with this and these 2 things. And we're going to make this priority, which I think they will probably go to it anyway because there's not a lot of other stuff that they can be doing. But when you have a lot of other stuff going, you definitely want to make sure that you have this set up for priority. And it looks like everything's good to go. But this has algae in it as well. I also found that there is another pretty good chunk of algae right here. But the problem is, the further over you go, the more the air is contaminated. And we're not ready for that yet. We're definitely not ready for the contaminated air. We can deal with contaminated air. We cannot deal with contaminated liquid right now. We can deal with everything else. These are huge, nice pools of water, but we don't have the ability to do anything with those yet, so that kind of stinks. That's a little bit further down the road. We did end up getting the next perk. We had the food, obviously the planter box, and the compost heap, but we also ended up with our power supply one. So now what we want to do is we have these small, tiny batteries, and now we have like the medium-sized batteries. We got another duplicate coming in too, which means I need to make more beds. But first off, I want to destroy 2 of these. I'm going to take out 2, and I'm going to put these in as soon as they come over here and destroy them. Because I've already got the connectors built. So I want to build on top of a connector. Oh, they destroyed the connectors too. Normally they don't destroy the connectors. Normally the connectors stay. But we want to make sure that that gets done post-haste. So we're going to start that, and we're going to go ahead and do 9 on both of those. Okay, somebody sounds like they're suffocating. Nope. Okay, good. But we need to get back into the research because we still have more stuff that we need to do. So what we want to start on next is the liquid piping, because that allows us to open up for the really good things that we're going to need. The air deodorizer is going to take care of any of the toxic fumes in the air. We'll also have the updated lavatories and not manual airlocks, but the shower and the lavatory. The manual airlocks is kind of cool too, but we don't really need it right off the bat. Hand sanitizer, I've never been able to get the hand sanitizer yet. I know that these 3 things definitely come in handy though: the shower, the lavatory, and the air deodorizer. And then we've also got the couple of really good things down here. We're not really going to take advantage of the electrolyzer, which converts converts water into oxygen, because we don't have a lot of water currently to do that with. But the biodistiller is really good because it converts slime into algae. And we've also got the water purifier, which is a huge key thing. That'll allow us to be able to get up into that water supply that is like in huge abundance up here and use it. We have this is massive amounts of water. So what we would have to do is get the water purifier to that, but we'll also have to have the air deodorizer, because this is going to be full of toxic gases right here. See, we see this is very toxic gas, and I'm sure that everything surrounding this is going to be toxic gas too. It may be grayed off and look like a vacuum at this point, but I guarantee the rocks around it are going to house the same amount of crap in them that this up here has in it. It usually always happens that way, but we're good to go right now. If we need more algae, there's a huge section of algae right here that we can get to before we have to get into this stuff. And I really, like I said, there's a massive amount here, but I really don't want to get into that because I'm afraid that we're going to bust into some more stuff that's bad. Now, I don't think that I covered this in the last episode either. Oxalate. You do not want to dig this up. This will disappear on its own. You can see on this piece here, it's slowly going down how many kilograms is in it. This puts oxygen into the air. If you dig it up, it doesn't put oxygen into the air. Eventually, this will drop to 0 and it will disappear completely. It will not be there at all. And we have opened it up, so this is putting off fresh air here, and it's going to circulate this air back into this section as well. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely amazing. This whole area down here before was completely useless to us. We could not use it. I think I'm going to try. I don't know exactly if it will work or not, but we're going to open this section up here just a little bit, and I believe this should sift down here as well, and we won't have to worry about this little area here being so contaminated either. I'm not sure if it will or not, but it looks like it. Yep, see here, it's starting to go away. Oh no! We have completely destroyed our water, but that's okay. This isn't a bad thing. This is actually pretty decent, because what's going to happen here is this is going to help get this to this quicker, but I don't want to lose it all. We're not going to lose it all. We're just going to lose some of it. That's fine. This is contaminated water though, so this is not good. How do we keep getting so much contaminated water is what I don't understand. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue before I start like going off on a tangent on how does this happen and how did that happen. We need to build over. I want to build the same distance because I want to try and have as many duplicates on this level as I did on the previous one. So what we're going to do is we're going to prioritize this because I want these guys to get this. There's not a lot of resources in here that are really awesome. A little bit of copper. The dirt will come in handy because we definitely need the dirt to work this. And we should be getting... It could be some poor air down here. I'm hoping that it isn't, but if we have to We may have to put another algae deoxidizer down here because this does not look good. This is all carbon dioxide. This is scary. Scary, scary stuff because it's not going to filter down here, unfortunately. I wish it would, but it won't filter down here. But we did make this a little bit more accessible to this because all that's going to drain down. And we're still going to have some over here that is accessible to us. Probably need to take the ladder the rest of the way down so they can get to it when this runs out, because they won't be able to get down here without getting back up. But what we want to do is start putting cots down, because like I said, I definitely want at least the same amount of cots down here so we can potentially have 10 more characters. And we're not going to be able to get the character tonight. But we're doing good. We're doing good so far. We got this set up. Now, I know a lot of people that play this will probably say this is not the best way to go. But as long as you have proper ventilation. We've got the ventilation built here so the air goes up. The air will go through here. The air will come over. The air will go up. The air can go through here. The air can go through here now. And the air goes up through here and over. So we've got it set up so that these work spectacularly. Now once we go down further, if we go down further, then they're going to become less essential because the airflow is not going to sit here where it needs to be. The carbon dioxide won't come down to where it needs to be. These things thrive off of carbon dioxide. If you don't have carbon dioxide to feed them, they're not going to produce as much. So let's look at our reports here. We are currently netting 60, so we're doing really good. We have way more than we need. Now we need to put the last bed down. I want to put a bed down, and I do just for safety purposes. I do want to put an algae deoxidizer down here the same way I did here, just so that we don't run into any issues, because it looks good, right? It looks good, but looks can be deceiving sometimes, and they still end up not being able to breathe, and that is not a good thing. But I'm not going to make it a priority. I'm just going to let it do its thing. I'll let them work it out themselves. They can get to it. I don't think there's really a lot of stuff that they could do other than their basic tasks, so they should get to it fairly quickly once they get this stuff done. But as you can see, with this battery, it's able to hold way more than this one is. A ton more, even more than just two of them put together. It can hold more of. So we have a lot more time to be able to do that. We need to get this duplicate, don't we? What have we got? We got a 5 and a -10 and a 10. The 10 is definitely out of the question. Not taking the decor expectation 10, because I don't focus on decor. I never have, I never will, and most of the stuff I put in here is going to piss these people off to no ends. Diver's lung and uncultured. Uncultured is really good for the decor expectations. Small bladder and yokel, I'm not so sure about. This one is definitely out of the question because it's a loud sleeper. So we're going to go with this one. We have to go with that one because I'm not taking a loud sleeper. We can't. This base is not set up for a loud sleeper. So we're going to click that off. We know we got research done just now. So now we have the liquid piping. And we're to the point now, because I don't really want this gas piping just yet. I don't need it right off the bat, and we don't really need the interior decor. So we're to the point now where we need to build the supercomputer. And I'm going to put the supercomputer right here next to the toilet, because everybody knows you always have your best ideas when you're on the toilet. So why not put the supercomputer right next to the toilet? Now this is definitely a priority. This needs to be done ASAP. And it looks like they were already working on it because they didn't have anything else to do other than these two little dig sites here. But we need this done because we can't start the research on that until this is done. Okay, now we need to open the research, and we're going for this because we need this air deodorizer, but we also need the water purifier. let's see what we have first that needs done. Let's take a look. This is always good. I suggest this highly if you're playing this game. Take a minute, take a break, step back and look. The toxic gases are these little yellow bubbles. There aren't really a lot of those in here currently. So what we can do is we can prep for the water first. So that's one thing we need to check. So we're going to go for the percolation first because that's where our water purifier is. We're going to get the water purifier. And then we'll get the air deodorizer. And then we will be ready to do this. Because we may be able to try and set up what we want to see come from everything. Oh, also with this you have to do the intermediary and cue it for non-stop. Now whenever you do the non-stops as well, like if we have something that has extra stuff, these novice research and the intermediary research, that's the only thing that you can do in those. There's no issue with making those unlimited, you know, making it continuously do that one product. There's no issue with that. With this, if you have a continuous item in the queue and then you throw another continuous item in the queue, it's never going to get that queue. That one is never going to happen because this is in front of it. So if you decide to go with the little garden things with your planters and you just want to strictly go off of Lice Loaf, then you're going to have to get rid of, with the left click, and then go to the Lice Loaf. But we don't currently have that, so we're going to get rid of the Lice Loaf so that we don't starve to death and continue doing the mush bar because it doesn't really seem like it's hurting anyone all that badly. Okay, see, Cecil worked out really good. He's down to 0 now. We need to take a look at our little people. Fergus. Fergus, you are dirty hands, grimy, interrupted sleep, stepped in contaminated water, and tired. So we're going to just give you this. For Ada. Where is Ada? Ada, do you have any light wounds? You do. So now we're going to put Ada on here. I want to check and see, did that really work out for Cecil? Did Cecil's light wounds go away? They did. Awesome. I've never really used or checked on. I've always just assigned people to these kind of things like the medical cot to see if it works. I know that the massage table definitely works to lower stress, but we're at 41 and that's not good. So we want to get down. We've got Cecil and Casper at 0, which is awesome. We need to get Fergus down, and then we need to get Ada down. See, we've got Ada here. She is healing up. Let's see if that actually lowers her any. It did lower her a little bit, I believe. Once Fergus is done, see, Fergus is definitely going down. Once Fergus is done, we're going to put Ada on there, and I think maybe possibly once we go down just a little bit more into this area, that I could potentially make a couple more of these massage tables just to kind of prep ourselves for the fact that we're going to have more of these guys. There's no doubt about that. Now, we need to work on getting more of the algae. This is our last section that I know of that has algae in it. And this is just going to be this right here. And we're done. So we need to find more. All we have is what's in this area. This is synced up with that. This is going to be synced up with... I like keeping everything at a level stance if I possibly can. Because I don't see any more algae anywhere else. Other than this little bad area down here that I don't want to hit into. But we may potentially have to do that. There's one node there. One little nugget that's not really worth it. We could go down and get this. But I don't really want to lose the fundamental use of this. So I'm not sure. We may do it like this. This may work out. So we'll do just enough for them to get down. And they still should be able to get out. They'll come down this little area. They'll be able to jump there to there. Come over. Dig this out. right? And then they'll dig this section out. And they'll dig that section out and that section out. We'll see how far down they can actually go before they drown to death. Fun little experiment. Let's see how much they can actually do before they drown to death. Now, we're on to the next character. Negative 15. This is perfect. Perfect character. Early bird. Gastrophobe. Not really a big deal. But she has 2 athletics, 2 cooking. See, that's where we get into that. Gastrophobe. She's got +2 cooking. But she can't cook. But the rest of it's okay. So we're going to take her. I like the negative 15. But we need to make this a priority. I don't want to do the one on the bottom just yet, because I don't want to drown my characters. We're going to do this first. And get that out of the way. And there's also the little bit here too. So we can reach that, I believe. Yeah, we can reach that. There's no issue there. So we're going to get that algae, because we definitely need the algae that's down there. And I think I also want to go ahead and dig all of these plants up as well. Give me my dig. Come on. We'll go ahead and hit the 9, because you can go ahead and prioritize it when you're first doing it. But I want to go ahead and get all of this stuff out of here. So we're going to let them sleep. And we're waiting on this. The intermediary research is done. But we need 3 more of the novice research. So here's the deal, guys. We're doing good. We're looking good. Look at that. We're down to 13. That is absolutely exceptional. Ada went down tremendously just by being able to heal her wounds. And Fergus is going nuts on that massage table. So we're going to throw Ada on there, and that will take care of the rest of that. We are looking good. We are looking good, guys. We are looking really, really good. But here's the deal. I'm going to call it on this episode. We've done a pretty good lot. We've got to see what the little algae terrariums do. They're doing their job. They're sucking up all that carbon dioxide. It says insufficient oxygen, but that's only because of the fact that we don't have any algae. But we're getting it. We're getting the algae. It's not going to be an issue. We've got this bad stuff coming down, which is not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, because we got the right thing going in the research right now, and it is done. Next episode, we're going to be hitting up those air deodorizers, and we're also potentially going to be getting the water purifiers and testing those bad boys out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you're learning a little bit more about the game as far as we go. And if you guys enjoy it, I'm going to continue doing them. I love the game. I think it's great. Looking forward to it coming out on the full game, and not just this little alpha demo type deal that we got going on. But alright guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy it, please smack that like button. And as always guys, I'll catch you in the next episode. Later.